Hey, what's up, fam? I figured this was going to be a larger follow-up chapter. I guess in a different sense. I was expecting more of. Well, I'll just get into the chapter and really kind of go over what exactly happened. Just in a really quick rundown, and then I'll put the link in the description if you want to read the chapter, look at the raws. But essentially, Jalal, confronts Toka, goes over the aliases that she's been known over, all the different terms people have referred to, not just a white witch. There's been apparently a whole bunch of stuff over the last 100 years. He talks about how white magic sounds good, but it's actually like a magic of like blank, voided nothingness. Toka goes over. That's he's mistaken. She's a water mage, not a white mage. But Jalal just asks, where she got the water magic, where she learned or obtained it from. She doesn't have an answer, and he continues down that one of her things that she's done that made her very apparent recently is she can drain people's magic to zero to the point of the magic deficiency where it's like completely draining everything from a mage and pretty much kills them. But right when that kind of happens, Laxus steps in and kind of comes up to bat for Toke. Obviously, it's somebody within his guild being in an uncomfortable situation, and even though he doesn't understand what's going on fully, he's just doing his part as a member of the Fairy Tale Guild. But Jalal kind of tries to explain to her the situation, but Laxus doesn't seem to really buy it. I don't think he's ever really trusted Jalal, and Laxus just is like, yeah, stop doing what you're doing, get out of here. Because once he tries to explain to her that she's evil, he's like, weren't you a big evil bad guy at one point? Why should I really trust you? Because unlike a lot of the people who came to really kind of understand and be okay with Joel, Laxus never really interacted with him, and it's like right after that when Jalal's just like trying to further explain to him, like, no, I that's behind me. I try and fight for justice now and fight evil and do whatever I can, and Laxus does not take it, and it looks like they're about to fight, which is interesting because that's one of the inverse fights that people have been back and forth on for like a decade now. If you've ever really gotten into like a lot of fandom stuff, the Jalal versus Laxus is something that people have always kind of debated back and forth. One of those like big S class things like guild arts, you could be like, oh, guild arts does X amount of things. You could bring in any of the bigger characters, but Laxus and guild arts, or Laxus and Jalal have always been two characters that people have always kind of been back and forth on of which one is more powerful. So it's gonna be cool to see who settles things there. But back in Diablos, on the ship, Kyria's taking Urza as a slave, continuing her like weird sadistic S&M like style thing that she's super into. Madmal doesn't seem to like it at all. He doesn't like the way that she acts and the way that she takes, I guess, like S&M slaves just so she can like. There's a part where she just like uses her as a chair and just sits on her. I like Madmal. He seems very honorable. He seems like a cool guy. But Scarion's just like, yeah, whatever. It's it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not into that, but I'm gonna walk away. It just seems, yeah, whatever. But Natsu and Wendy are tied up on the ship, suffering from motion sickness. Obviously, they can't really do anything. And we get back to Happy, Carla, and Lucy, who were left behind and ended up leaving in a little makeshift boat, in a some small little paddle boat, where after Carla and Happy find the Diablo ship, they shortly after run into a second ship who throws Gray onto their boat, and Gray's all small, where it's revealed that the reason that Gray isn't dead and who is now going to be teaming up with Lucy, funny enough, is Brandish. So Brandish back into the picture, which I think is awesome, bringing in a character who is very popular with the fandom, very popular with, uh, I know one of the guy who did Soul Eater and Fire Force. I know he's like super big on Brandish. This is the only other person I could think name wise like off the top of my head that was really into Brandish. So funny enough, Brandish coming back. I didn't expect that happen at all. That's a fun little thing to bring back, and it will be interesting to see how the Diablos members fare against the Spriggan. See how that whole thing plays out. I know people have been arguing lately of like how are these guys like above Spriggan people, and maybe we'll see how they fare within the next couple chapters, 2 weeks. I know long wait, but some of the stuff setup will be worth it, especially that LAXUS versus JELLAL fight. That's gonna be awesome. So, anyway, I'll put the link in the description for the chapter if you want to read it, the raws, and so like and sub the video, or like and comment in the video. Subscribe to the channel, would appreciate it. I try and do fairy tale 100 Years Quest spoilers as soon as possible. I actually buy the chapters and talk about them online. But I also do other manga and anime stuff, so check it out on my channel. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening and watching my videos.